Hello everyone, welcome to my new video. So this time it's a bit around intelligent document processing, standardization and pre-processing tips. So why I thought of doing this recording is when it comes to document understanding projects, sometimes the document standardizing and formatting matters a lot. So when I say formatting, it's not the format of the document that I'm referring to. The document format can be anything. It could be a structured one, it could be semi-structured, unstructured, anything. What I'm specifically referring to is how this document is created. Because when we work with lot of documents, and these documents are actually created by so many people before it is submitted to the document understanding workflow. So that creates a lot of variations. So usually in documents, we could see handwritten text, we could see computer generated documents, but not just that, we can see a lot more. So sometimes if it's a form, we can fill it digitally using a PDF editing tool or something, or else we can scan it, we can write it, and then we can scan it and then edit it on a PDF editor, or you can print it, write it, and scan it. So there are so many different ways. Not just that, you can also add digital signatures, digital stamps, and sometimes you also add different attachments, comments, highlights, um, so many things. So basically, when these kind of variations happen, sometimes you might also end up with content where those are not supported in a different machine or based on different versions. And sometimes these might create issues in the file. I have seen this happening many times in enterprise projects. So some of those common things are like some pages are hidden, some documents have corrupted content, unknown font types, because those are edited through a PDF editing tool. So there are so many variations which can actually break our process, the document understanding process. It could be the digitization step, or it could be classification, extraction. Anything can fail because of these variations. Now you might think we can have exception handling, we can have different procedures in place, but you can do that. But there is a limit. You can't have a code change for each and every variation that you see in documents. And just one more thing I forgot to include here is the sometimes you might see PDF files with a lot of pages, but each page having a different size altogether. So you can see how many variations we can get into when it comes to documents. So I can quickly show you one example. So if you take this invoice, this is Adobe. So through this, I can add comments, or I can add stamps, highlighting. So basically, this tool supports many things. And I can also do signatures. But this is just one tool. There are so many PDF editing tools available, and they might have a lot more features than this, depending on the software that people are using. So based on these things, sometimes when you add these stuff on a document, it might break the digitizing process. So how can you do a quick standardization on these things? So one option is either you do it through these tools like Adobe, or else you can do it in the programming level as well. So we'll focus on the programming side in a different video, because that require a little bit of workflow design and going through some components available to do that. But one easy step that you can do is, so if it's a document, let's say for example, I am using this invoice, but let's say you have a lot of documents with multiple pages and there are so many variations like that. The easiest thing that you can do is go here into file option in print. This gives you some configuration. So basically you can use this print option to create another PDF file, a copy of this, with the settings that you see on the screen right now. So you can set this option, shrink oversized pages, and comments and forms, set it to the document property. So there are multiple options here, but set it to documents so that all those things get added into the document itself and there will be no extra things. So let's say for example, if someone added comments or someone added text to fill in blanks in a form, when you select this option, it will get kind of embedded into the document. So it will not be a separate element that you can move around and edit. So use this configuration, and then once you click on print, this will create as a new PDF file. In addition to that, if you also want to go one step further and make this document a grayscale, black and white, let's say you have a lot of colors in the background on behind text that might interfere in the accuracy levels. In that way, in that case, you can change this document into a grayscale one, which may help improving the accuracy in identifying text on a document. So do that and create a new PDF file, and then basically this step takes only a few seconds for anyone. Do that and then submit that document into the workflow, and that will solve a lot of issues. But you can decide how you want to use it, because sometimes you might not even see these kind of variations, but sometimes depending on the process you will. So analyze the process very well, see what kind of variations you can find, how people create these documents, and based on that decide how you're going to do the standardization. But it is important when you have a lot of variations, as I told you, better to do this because that helps a lot in eliminating a lot of errors. So this is one small tip for standardizing before submitting the document into document understanding workflows. So I will see you in another video where we'll be focusing on the code level and a few other things. So this is just one tip for now, and I hope this helps. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.